is almost, we use a lot more production words that I find my husband and I talking about, because it really is, it's a production. You know, it's because we're doing it consistently every week. We have to make adjustments for the season, and there are certain kinds of lettuce I don't grow in the summer because it's too hot. There's other kinds that are more difficult in the winter. For instance, that Lola Rosa, the sort of red frilly stuff, I usually start in double seed that about this time of year because it grows so slowly in the winter. To get a decent amount of size from that one area, I have to have 2 plants. So we do things like that, but we try to keep, we can look at the measurements. Just the consistency and also we've gotten bigger than what Mark and I can just hands-on to ourselves and keep up with all the This is where we grew tomatoes this last year, but then also we started sugar snap peas in there for the fall. And they're sort of slow coming on right now, but they'll eventually do their thing when it gets a little bit cooler. So this is considered indirect hydroponics, and the difference is obviously you don't have a big tank of water. Certain kinds of plants like to have their roots in something more stable than the water. They don't like it all to be
flowy.
Any kind of turbulence are there, so they need what we call a substrate, and usually soil is your substrate. You know, the roots are down in the soil. But in this case, because we're still using a hydroponic system, this product, this is called perlite. You can feel it, it's damp right there. It has a really good ability to wick, to move moisture across itself. See, it's damp. And so
Feels like sand almost.
This is actually a product, it's mined, it's a volcanic rock. And you can go and they'll have big caverns or big veins of it, and they can actually dig it out, but it comes in a big block. And then if you heat it, it sort of pops like popcorn, and this is what you get perlite.
Oh.
There's a facility in Gold Hill, North Carolina, which is just about an hour north of here, that processes perlite, so that's where we go to pick it up. And so we fill our buckets with it, and then you see our drippers every hour on the hour. This is attached to a computer system that goes out into our other greenhouse, and we have the nutrients in there. So every hour the pump comes on and basically pulls the nutrients up along with our well water, and this is what we call fertigation, because you're putting fertilizers and irrigation together in one system, and you bring it to your plants with the drippers. And so this lets us adjust. You can adjust the amount of time, and you can also adjust your flow rate, and you can adjust it according to how fast your well is. So, for instance, in the summer when it's really hot, I might drip out for 7 minutes every hour. In the winter, when it's cooler, I don't need as much, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. If you have baby plants, 2 or 3 minutes, they don't need as much. Full-grown plants, more time. Just depends on what you need. And we adjust that nutrient according to the kind of plant. So this is different nutrients than what the lettuce is getting, because they have different requirements, because these are peas. And so then the other thing that you see a lot in greenhouses is, as much as possible, you try to grow vertically. So you either choose a variety of a plant that will grow up, or you make it grow up. So we choose, you know, you could choose a short pea, but we choose one that will grow up and get tall because it's just easier, and it maximizes your floor space. It costs just as much to heat this area if I have stuff growing all over the floor as if I do up. So I might as well keep it nice and neat and tidy. And also it helps with getting in and out and working on it. And I have a few volunteer tomatoes down there. I've got to decide whether or not to transplant those and see if I can have tomatoes again for the winter. Yeah. So this house doesn't have a heater in it right now, which is why we chose the peas, because they're a cool weather crop, and they can probably make it through the winter without, if we can keep it insulated in here a little bit, then we'll probably get through the winter with just the greenhouse. They can sustain some pretty cool temperatures. So no peas yet, but they'll come. So that's the idea with this, and we can go back that way.